So you've logged into Overwatch, you look at your rank, and suddenly your body just gets tense and overwhelmed because you don't want to lose your rank. You're so happy with where you are, but you get anxious because you know that with one more loss, you could potentially lose your rank and derank and go back down. Well, that, my friends, is likely due to some performance anxiety. And in this video, we're going to cover 3 ways to overcome that, so stay tuned. All that being said, if you want to see more content like this, then be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get straight to the first point. So a lot of people, myself included, have likely experienced performance anxiety at some point in their Overwatch or FPS career. And it can be very debilitating because it really shuts you down mentally. And as I mentioned earlier, it can cripple you if you're not very aware of why you're going through your anxiety in the first place. So the reason for your anxiety is because you're so focused on your rank. You're so concentrated heavily on ranking up. And then the moment you get that, you then think, oh, well, I've hit the rank. I'm afraid of losing it. And so now every match that you play, you're mentally already at a loss because you're so scared. You built up all of this I don't want to say negative energy, but you've built up a lot of this mental tension to where you've said to yourself, I can't afford to lose. But the more you keep telling yourself that, you actually do lose because you're putting more mental pressure on yourself to avoid getting deranked when you should be focusing more on your overall growth as a player. Now, the reason for this and why it's more important to focus more on your growth is because when you're setting goals, you want to set goals that you can control. You, the player, have ultimate control over. And by that, I mean you have control over the ability of your own performance in the game. You can't control how the rank system works. The rank system is very much an algorithm, much like the stock market, in which you simply cannot afford to place your emotions onto a stock, because the more you do that, you're investing into a stock that may or may not, provide the results you're looking for. And if you're emotionally attached to that investment, what happens now is you get more anxious, you get more nervous and worried about how the stock is going to perform. Well, the same can be said for your rank. You can't control how the algorithm works in Overwatch 2. But what you can do is you can make realistic goals and say, okay, I want to achieve master rank or grandmaster rank, but instead of placing the importance on the rank itself, detach from that and say, okay, I'm going to focus more on my positioning with said character. I'm going to focus more on map awareness. I'm going to focus more on landing more shots. I'm going to focus more on making more callouts. These are things that you, the player, can control over time. And as you develop more confidence by fixing your errors, by fixing and improving yourself, then naturally over time, you're going to see the results that you desire, and thus you'll see an increase in your rank without having to even think about it. And that's the beauty of detaching yourself from a rank, because it really creates this mental block and emotional, tension where you get really anxious about things that are out of your control. That's really where anxiety comes from. You're thinking too much into the future. You're trying to control the scenario that you cannot control. And as a result, you lose control, and thus you lose the game. So that being said, let's move on to the next point. And of course, I'll be giving you folks a bonus tip. So stay tuned toward the end of the video for that one. But the next point, let's move on to it. Now, you've likely come across this scenario several times. You go into someone's chat via live stream or forum, whatever the case may be, and you come across a comment that just seems to pull you down. Let's say you have a particular character you like. Let's say you're into Mei, and then suddenly you go into a chat and all you see are discouraging comments about said character. And now you're thinking to yourself, wow, like, is this character really that bad? Am I really that, bad of a player? Or, you start to second guess yourself. And these discouraging and toxic chats can often lead to more anxiety in your performance just because you're allowing something external to control how you feel or how you act within the game. And so that is the first sign where you need to take initiative and step back, realize that it's not you, it's not your words. Those words are coming from a player or players or a group of people that clearly are not well grasped or well versed in what they're talking about. So don't allow their negativity, don't allow their words to bring your performance down. There have been so many times where I walk into a chat and somebody asks a question, hey, how do I get better with Hanzo? Or how do I get better with Junkrat? And then you have a few comments coming in saying, oh, Junkrat, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Or, oh my gosh, you're playing Hanzo, oh my gosh, how could you do that? And then you think to yourself, why is the character that bad? Like, what's going on? And so now when you want to go into the game and play with Hanzo or Junkrat or whatever the character is, you already have this anxiousness. You already have this feeling of tension because now you're thinking, oh, the character is a poor character, or the character is so widely despised that it affects you, the player. And so now you think that you're the problem when in fact, no, you're not the problem at all. You just allowed somebody to get into your head, and you need to find the solution, which is to say to yourself, it's not mine. I don't own what that person says. I'm going to play my game and I'm going to overcome whatever their negativity is. Because if you feel confident with a character, if you feel like you are strong with, the character that people are talking negatively of, don't listen to them. Their negativity, their comments should not affect how you perform. And the same can be said in game too. You might have a character you like in game and you're playing in voice chat. Somebody comes in and says, oh, swap off. You are such and such, negative, negative, negative. Just back off. Say to yourself, it's not mine. They don't own me. I'm going to play my best because I know I'm good at this character and I'm going to prove to them through my actions. So rather than responding in terms of, words, just respond in your actions, prove to them that this character is viable, and that's how you can overcome your anxiety. Because again, when you allow the external to affect you internally, it can really provide, or not provide, but rather it does really elicit that anxiousness inside of you because you're trying to live up to this expectation. But the truth is that expectation isn't real. It's just someone's words that don't make any sense. And once again, you shouldn't let someone else's words deter you from playing the game that you want to play and having fun. Because at the end of the day, this is a game and you definitely want to be enjoying yourself. And as a result of you enjoying yourself, you will naturally get better, you'll feel more confident, and you'll overcome your anxiety because you'll perform better. So that being said, just be wary of certain people, just be mindful of who you're talking to on chats. And if it gets out of hand, just again, mute in game, or if you're in a chat room on Twitch or something, then just close the chat box and full screen and just watch the stream and learn, you study what the top player is doing, and then that's it. But yeah, on to the third point. So from time to time, we all forget that this game is ultimately just a game. Overwatch 2 is a game that we jump into whenever we feel the urge to pop off and perhaps make some new friends along the way. But it really is important to just relax. Remind yourself that at the end of the day, when you turn this game off, that's it. You go back to real life and there really isn't anything to kind of take you away from that. So to avoid getting into that anxiety and that affecting your performance, just remind yourself that at the end of the day, you are playing this game. Of course, yes, you want to win, you want to pop off at your opportune moments, but you also want to just make sure that you are having fun and realizing that, again, it's just a game. There's nothing to really take that seriously, because otherwise you're just going to drive yourself mad for no reason. And of course, you don't want to do that. So when you log into the game, just think of it as an experience. Think of it as a part of, your daily activity that you do after work, and you log on with your friends, or you go in solo and you just play. And that's really how you can overcome your anxiety, is stop looking at your rank all the time, stop focusing on the result of things or the outcome of a game, and just really think to yourself, how can I really make this experience that much more fulfilling over time? And like I was saying before in my previous videos, be sure to check those out if you missed them. But again, create some realistic goals and make these goals fun and exciting for yourself. That way you can always come back. Because one of the great things of Overwatch is that it has so much replay value. There's infinite value in this game. And as long as you see that first, more than anything else, as long as you recognize that this game has infinite value and opportunity to grow, then you'll always have fun, regardless of what happens all the time. So that brings me to my final tip, my bonus tip, and that is just to this tip most likely supersedes, far surpasses all the other tips in this video, and that is, you've got to believe in yourself. You really have to. You are the only person in control of your own environment, your own attitude, your own beliefs. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to truly trust in your own skill. Whatever character you decide to play and master, have the confidence to perform well. If you don't have confidence, then no matter what anyone tells you, regardless of their skill level, whatever videos you watch, if you have no self-confidence, if you don't have any belief in yourself, you'll never get very far as a player, just because you're holding yourself back, right? You are the one who essentially is at the forefront of all performance in the game when you're playing. You are in the driver's seat, which means you have all the permission in the world to take initiative, take action on the things that mean a lot to you, and do the best you can. Because no one else out there is going to tell you whether or not you're going to succeed. You have to believe that you will succeed, and by nature itself, everyone else will follow and believe in you. So hopefully this video has given you some insight, some inspiration to overcome performance anxiety and make your experience in Overwatch that much more fulfilling and enjoyable. So look forward to the next video. I'll be making more of this type of content in the future, near future. So of course, once again, if you enjoyed this content, be sure once again to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy gaming, folks. Take care, new warriors. And if you want to catch me live, catch me on kick.com/newfrontier to watch me playing live. All the links will be in the description below. Take care as always, and peace.